Now, I'm not exactly sure where this person's position, what their position is, or what they were trying to achieve with their comment, but it doesn't deserve to be addressed. And I think a lot of people would benefit from answers to the questions and statements posed. So human beings were never meant to have any of these things, and there's no record of human beings in the beginning having music and art and building and whatever else. And it's never fulfilling, because people keep chasing. It's like a drug. They keep going after that initial wow, and they'll never find it. The Most High, the idea is the greater serves the lesser, and the enemy of the Most High, and people refer to the enemy as Satan, which is a designate, Lucifer, and all this other stuff, all these other, the ones who refuse to go along with that. A lot of Christians bunch everything up into just one. A lot of Christians default saying, well, these are all things inspired by the Most High. No, these are not things inspired by the Most High. These are things given by the fallen. And I know a lot of Christians are going to be all upset about this, and I really don't care. This is stuff that you put aside all the mental gymnastics. This is the reality of things. So human beings had made the choice to do all these things and be independent from the Most High. And this is part of free will. And evil, as a descriptive, is the price of free will. And a lot of people, like atheists, will say, well, why would the Most High allow all the suffering and pain and everything in the world? It's not him that has caused this. It's when you look at the story of the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, and I'm sure even atheists know that story, where the serpent, and that's simply a designate, not literal. And this is where we, again, see a lot of divisions among Christians, where they're saying it was literal to figurative, whatever. But when you actually... Hello, today is October 17th, 2020, and the time is 12:32 p.m. I know this video is going to rub wrong, trigger, upset, whatever. A lot of people, Christians, atheists, and everyone in between. And this video is inspired by a comment that I came across. It wasn't directed towards myself, but the comment brought up some very good points, and if the points are not addressed, then it could be very misleading. And I can see a lot of people using these points, say, for example, against the Most High. So there's some importance here. And I know the answers are, for many, are not going to in line with what they believe. And to believe is to make an uninformed conclusion. And some people don't have the luxury to believe. And I'll just leave it at that. So anyway, moving forward, I'm going to read the comment, and then I'm going to address it. Do you believe Yah, God, the Most High, will let you understand all the answers? If he did, would you need him? If he did, why would have the fallen ones have to teach mankind the forbidden? Some very good points have been brought up in that comment, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree. Now, a lot of people who have read or listened to this comment have already started forming their own conclusions, whatever. But I'm going to strictly stick with facts. I'm not sharing my opinion, theory, beliefs, even my own personal desires in this. I'm simply going to highlight some facts. Now, first we have to go back to the in Scripture to Genesis 1 and 2. And there's an assumption by most people that Genesis 1 and 2 talk about the same human creation event. It's not the case. Not forgetting the Aramaic Targums talking about Genesis 1 and 2. Just looking at any standard scripture that people may have in their possession, Genesis 1 and 2 are very clear that they talk about two separate human creation events. We have, as a descriptive, one batch being created in Genesis 1, and we have a second small batch being created in Genesis 2 in the Garden of Eden. And everyone knows that story with Adam and Eve. Now, here's where things are going to get sticky, especially for Christians. Human beings were never meant to have this great knowledge and understanding that in these times right now, especially with current events, are saying that their eyes are going to be opened and everything else. No, human beings were never created to have knowledge and understanding. Now, the Most High created life to love life, and all he ever asked for was for life to love and respect him back. And life is a testament to his love and perfection. The whole idea with, say, for example, and I'm only going to focus on the human creation, there's other species created as well, but, you know, this is what this video is about. The Most High's position on this is, in return for loving and respecting him back, he protected and provided everything. There's no need for human beings to seek any knowledge and understanding of anything out. Everything's provided. Now, it was, well, we got to go back to Genesis 2, where there was a promise where if you eat of this apple, and I'm not going to get into it being a metaphor or anything else, but accepting the knowledge given. And the promise was you'd be, you'd be smart as the Most High, have his knowledge and everything else. And there's some truth to that. And where we see Christians today, they're kind of blending everything, all this in together, saying, well, the Most High will give us the knowledge and understanding. No, human beings were never meant to have that. And in the comment that I just read, it was the fallen ones who have taught human beings knowledge. Now, Christians will focus on, for example, the sorcery end of things, potions and makeup and stuff like that, which is, yeah, okay, whatever. But there's a lot of other things that the fallen angels had taught human beings. For example, music, art, all these things. And Christians today will say, well, no, these are things inspired by the Most High. No. These human beings were never meant to even perform these things. The angels in heaven were the ones, for example, not all of them, they all had their own things that they had to do, but sing and give praise to the Most High. It's human arrogance, and there's a lot of paganism. And when I say paganism, I'm not demeaning it, so any pagans out there watching don't start getting all ruffled up about this. I'm just simply saying that there's a lot of other belief systems that have been incorporated into, for example, Christianity. And again, I'm not picking on Christians, I'm simply highlighting them because it's part of the discussion with Scripture and everything else. Anyway, so human beings were never meant to have knowledge and understanding. Human beings were to respect and love the Most High, and everything was provided. There's no need to have knowledge and understanding. So any knowledge and understanding that with, as a descriptive, earthly things, you gotta really question, where does it really come from? Who's inspiring all this stuff, right? There's a lot of Christians who are into music and art and all this other, something great. I'm not saying that you gotta stop listening to music or singing or whatever. I'm just simply stating some facts here. So the fallen angels had come down and taught human beings all this stuff. Human beings were never meant to have any of this. And a lot of Christians think when they leave this world, they become angels. No. There's no crossing over to a different species. When you were born here, you began. And when you leave here, those who have been vetted successfully, guess what? They get a new body, a new husk. They continue on in, dare I say, a new world, the new earth, whatever. So I just wanted to clear all this stuff up with regards to the comment that I just read. None of this states or implies that the Most High doesn't care about the human creation at all. No. But there has been, from his perspective, this, we want to call it a hierarchy that human beings are trying to circumvent. They're trying to elevate themselves, and this elevation does not come from the Most High. So, and a lot of Christians, they'll talk about humbling thyself and everything else. Well, it's all fine and dandy, but how humble are you when you're seeking earthly knowledge of all these things? And when you even look at, for example, medicines and stuff like this, and people are saying, oh, you know, they praise the Most High for the surgery that they have, the knowledge to have this surgery to, you know, whatever, deal with whatever sickness or injury that they may have. None of that was given by the Most High. So something to think about. Anyway, I know a lot of people are going to start quoting scriptures and everything else and trying to say, oh, no, you're wrong. Well, you know something? You can quote everything that you want and do all the mental gymnastics you want, but this is the facts. I haven't shared anything personally here. These are things that you can look up, and if you set aside your own mental gymnastics and your personal biases and your ego, you'll start to see things. And that is where humbling thyself comes in. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.